The next morning, the sun rose, but for Elena, the house felt colder than ever. Sofia didn't just want Elena hidden, she wanted her gone. She entered Elena's room without knocking, holding a stack of legal papers. "I've spoken to Matteo," Sofia said with a smirk. "We are renovating this house to build a nursery for our future children. There's no room for your old furniture or your presents anymore. I've found a charming nursing home 2 cities away. You leave on Monday." Elena looked at the papers. It was a voluntary transfer of the property rights. Sofia didn't realize that the house was actually owned by a holding company, one of the many shells in Elena's empire. Elena walked to the living room, where Matteo was drinking coffee. "Matteo, is this true? Do you want me to leave my own home?" she asked, her voice trembling. Matteo couldn't look her in the eye. "Mom, Sofia is right. We need more space. And you'll be better off with people your own age. It's for the best." The abuso wasn't just physical or financial, it was the total erasure of a mother's dignity. Elena simply nodded. She didn't sign the papers. Instead, she left them on the table and walked out with only a small suitcase. Sofia laughed as the door closed. "Finally, the trash is out," she muttered. Elena didn't go to a nursing home. A black limousine was waiting for her 2 blocks away. Joseph, her head of security, opened the door. "Welcome back, Madam Chairwoman," he said. "Joseph," Elena replied, her eyes sharp as glass. "I want the most expensive suite at the Grand Imperial. And I want the world's best stylists. On Friday, I am not a mother or a grandmother. I am the woman who built this city." 2 days later, Sofia was screaming with joy. A courier in a gold-trimmed uniform arrived at their apartment. He delivered an envelope made of hand-pressed silk paper. "Matteo, look," Sofia screamed. "We've been invited to the Starlight Gala. It's the most exclusive event in the country. The secret founder of the Legacy Group is finally revealing themselves. This is our ticket to the Billionaires Club." Sofia immediately spent $50,000, money she didn't have, on a designer dress, thinking she was about to become best friends with the richest person in the world. She had no idea she had just been invited to her own funeral. The night of the Starlight Gala had arrived. The Grand Imperial Hotel was surrounded by paparazzi and security. Sofia stepped out of a rented luxury car, wearing her $50,000 dress, feeling like a queen. She looked at Matteo and said, "Today, our lives change. No more dealing with your mother's misery. We are elite now." Matteo felt a strange knot in his stomach. He saw the Legacy Group logo everywhere, a golden eagle holding a key. He remembered seeing that same key on a dusty locket his mother used to wear, but he dismissed the thought. "It must be a coincidence," he whispered to himself. Inside the ballroom, Sofia tried to mingle with the guests, but everyone ignored her. She didn't realize that in the world of true wealth, you can't buy class with a stolen credit card. Frustrated, she grabbed a waiter. "Do you know who I am?" "I am a personal guest of the secret founder." The waiter looked at his tablet and frowned. "Madam, you are on the list, but your credit line for the event has been flagged. It seems the account associated with your invitation has been frozen for investigation of financial abuso." Sofia turned pale. "That's impossible. My husband's account is fine." But Matteo checked his phone and saw a notification. "All assets frozen by court order." Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A spotlight hit the grand staircase. The master of ceremonies announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have waited for a decade. Please welcome the founder and chairwoman of the Legacy Group." A woman started walking down the stairs. She was wearing a midnight blue gown encrusted with real sapphires. Her hair was perfectly styled, and her gaze was commanding. The room went silent. Sofia squinted her eyes. "Matteo, that woman, she looks like..." Matteo's glass fell and shattered on the floor. "Mother." Elena didn't look at the crowd. She looked directly at the front row where her son stood. She walked to the microphone. "For years, I lived in silence. I wanted to see if my family loved me for who I am, or for what I have. I endured abuso. I was treated like trash in my own home, and I was even kicked out to a nursing home." She paused, looking at Sofia, who was trembling. Sofia, you wanted to meet the secret founder. Here I am. And I have a gift for you. Since you love legal papers so much, my lawyers have prepared a special set for tonight, an immediate eviction notice from the apartment you live in, which I own, and a lawsuit for the recovery of every cent you stole from my son's inheritance funds. The ballroom was silent. The only sound was Sofia's heavy breathing. Elena's lawyers approached them right there, in front of the city's billionaires. Mrs. Sofia, these are the documents for the seizure of all assets purchased with funds obtained through the abuso of trust and unauthorized transfers. Your designer dress, your jewelry, even the car you arrived in, they are no longer yours. Sofia looked around, desperate. Matteo, do something. Tell her she can't do this. But Matteo was paralyzed. He looked at his mother, the woman he had allowed to be humiliated, and finally saw the monster he had become by staying silent. I can't help you, Sofia, Matteo whispered. I couldn't even help my own mother. Elena walked down the last steps and stood face to face with them. She didn't look angry. She looked disappointed. Wealth is not a sin, Matteo. But using wealth to mask the abuso of others is a debt that the universe always collects. You allowed the woman who gave you life to be treated like a servant because you were afraid of losing a lifestyle you didn't even earn. Elena turned to the crowd. Tonight, I am donating half of my fortune to foundations that protect the elderly from emotional and financial abuso. As for my son, Matteo, you will not be my heir. Not yet. You will start from the bottom, in one of my factories, earning a minimum wage. You need to learn the value of the hands that built what you almost destroyed. Sofia was escorted out by security, her borrowed diamonds stripped away. She ended up back in the small town she came from, but this time, with nothing but the reputation of her cruelty. Matteo took the job at the factory. For the first time in his life, he worked until his hands were sore, just like his mother's used to be. Every night, he looked at the small cabin where Elena used to live, realizing that the poverty Sofia mocked was actually the greatest treasure of peace they ever had. Elena returned to her quiet life, but now she was no longer a ghost. She was a legend. Because she proved that the most powerful person in the room is not the one with the most gold, but the one who can lose it all and still keep their dignity. Remember, never mistake a person's silence for weakness, and never mistake their kindness for a lack of power. True legacy is not what you leave in a bank account, but what you leave in the hearts of those you touched. Thank you for watching Golden Legacy Stories. Sleep well, and remember, the eyes of justice never close. Elena's story is a reminder that our character is our only true currency. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed someone being judged for their appearance, only to prove everyone wrong? Or perhaps you have a story of justice that the world needs to hear. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your words might be the light someone else needs today. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and subscribe to Golden Legacy Stories. By doing so, you help us share more lessons of hope and justice with the world. And before you go, look at the video on your screen right now. It's another powerful story that the algorithm chose specifically for you. Click it and continue this journey of reflection with us. Until next time, stay kind and stay powerful.